What's up, A to Z Sports Live on a Friday. What a week it's been. Robert Saleh announced at the 11th hour of Monday evening, and now we are here on a Friday morning, and he has yet to have a press conference. So which will come first, an offensive coordinator hire or a press conference for Robert Saleh? The Titans officially announced their head coach hire yesterday, as we've known it for a few days now. We're going to have a good conversation as we have an updated understanding on what the timeline can be. It might be for this offensive coordinator hire, because Robert Saleh has already made some decisions about the coaching staff, whether who to keep, who to go. Everybody that's was under Brian Callahan was under contract, and so there was a decision that had to be made about every coaching staff member. And we don't have updates on everybody, but we've got a decent amount of updates, Easton, I would say, here on this Friday, right before the press conference. So the press conference will update that. We'll update what's going on with Robert Saleh, what's going on with why this press conference is going to take 9 days for it to happen. And we'll go through all that stuff. Then we'll talk about the OC. We'll talk about the Bills. We'll talk about other members of that could be on this OC candidate short list, when it might happen. And then we'll talk about Bones Fossil. We'll talk about a theory that I have with the Robert Saleh coaching staff, and I'm going to see if I can find something that Easton will agree with. And then we'll do good news. And then maybe we'll see what happens with anything with the championship games, because I feel like the coaching carousel has just completely overshadowed the actual football games that are happening for two teams to go to the Super Bowl.
It has.
So
it has.
Yeah.
Hello.
Not just here. I'm talking about like league wide.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, certainly here, but I agree with you that it has been such a circus that, it's not even remotely on the same plane as the college football schedule complaints. So it's really not even high on the list of priorities, but
I'm not complaining.
I don't love the, I guess really the solution here is everybody quit firing everybody like crazy every year, but that's not going to happen apparently. So I don't know. I do kind of wish we had more of a league-wide eye towards the playoffs, and not. I mean, I guess we focus in real good when we get to the actual weekend of games. But during the season, the entire content cycle is like during the week, we're talking about the games that happened. We're talking about the games that are coming up. There's a little bit of news sprinkled in there, but then you get to the playoffs, and unless you are one of the dwindling teams in the playoff, the entire week is 6 days worth of gossip and news and insider this, insider that. And then it's like, oh yeah, playoffs. Here we go. Saturday, lock in for the 2-hour pregame show. And that's the extent to which we're going to actually talk about the game. So I don't love that. I wish we paid more attention to it, but neither here nor there. We've certainly been guilty of not paying a lick of attention, because around here in Tennessee land, hadn't been a whole lot of playoff mindset at all for the past half decade for the most part. So looking forward to maybe a little bit of a chat on that on the end.
4 seasons.
Right. Oh, you're right. Almost a half decade. We're almost there. This is, I don't know if you know this, Austin. Today is the series finale of the A to Z Sports Morning Show, because after this weekend, we will all be dead and the earth will have turned into a frozen tundra. Ice Age, this is the 3rd, 4th? I don't know. I've lost count of how many ice ages we've had.
Movies?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know.
Actual ice age.
Right. I need to know the actual ice ages, because I think it often gets confused by historians with the film franchise. I am looking forward to this one because it is our last chance to talk ever. JT and I, a good deal yesterday, talked about essentials to get for a snow weekend. I know you have many snow weekend thoughts, so maybe that's a last minute.
Except there's no longer a snow weekend.
Well, it's a frozen. I'm not talking to you.
Your Alexa has been really chatty.
It's just recently. I don't know why she has gotten really finicky, but maybe it's because I haven't yet connected her back to the internet. I've been lazy on that front, and she's getting impatient with me. We have a show to do, and I've talked about none of it so far. So let me start there. Looking forward to talking about the OC situation, the coaching staff situation. You're right that we have a couple of the dominoes that have fallen. We now know when that first press conference is going to be. So a lot of things to get to this morning. Before we do any of it, please like this show. like the show. It's easy. It's free. It's extremely helpful for us. Hit that thumbs up button, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, and then jump into the comments with Ghost and Ben, Jason, Joshua, Just Smash, Shoots, Titans Kyle. A lot of familiar faces in there. Hello to all of you. Join them on Facebook and on YouTube in the comment section, and let us know your thoughts on today's topics after you have liked the show. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Austin, let's get it started.
Yeah, after a 5.5 minute cold open, here we go. Going to be cold this weekend. Might as well.
Cold open?
That's right. We're just getting used to it. All right, here we go. Welcome into A to Z Sports here live on this Friday. I'm Austin Stanley. He's Easton Freeze. We are Nashville's on-demand sports network, powered by BTA Sports, making us all better sports bettors. We go live every weekday morning around 8:10 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. You can hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. I will paste the Google preferred source link here. Follow us on Google. Seriously, follow us on Google so you guys can find the fastest information that's A to Z Sports to where we show up as a preferred source when you Google Titans free agency. Bang, A to Z Sports content's right there. So that goes a long way for us. Got to thank our sponsors. They make it happen for us, and they help out all of you as well. Wilson County Hyundai, make them a part of your new car buying process in Lebanon or online, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Barton Drury Insurance Group, customized solutions for all of your insurance needs, local and online at bartondrury.com. And Window Nation, take advantage of January's buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free with 0% financing for up to 2 years with a free estimate at windownation.com. So apparently there is a tree explosion warning in Michigan where Ann is.
Oh, this is true. There's a whole region up there, the exploding tree region. It's become a very big meme online.
Is that where the water inside of the trees gets so frozen that the trees explode?
Correct. That's kind
of like a soda inside of a freezer.
Yeah, that's it's
Beer
negative
inside
40,
of a freezer?
and exactly, and the trees blow up. I
Same
don't know.
Science. Roughly.
Yes. Now I don't know. I don't know the extent. I'm picturing forests being razed by explosions. I'm imagining it's not that big a deal, but since there's a literal warning being put out, it must be dangerous somehow. Has anyone seen an actual video of trees exploding? Because I've seen a lot of memes this week of people being like me going for my morning jog in the exploding tree zone, and it's a clip from a war movie, and it's just entire forests,
just grenades.
Massive explosions on the horizon, knocking you across the room. Basically, I don't think it's quite that.
A tree mine, basically.
Basically, yes. I don't think it's like that, but maybe it's maybe it probably is like a grenade. It probably throws wooden shards everywhere.
I mean, if you have an evacuation for tree exploding warning, and nobody's there, does it make a sound?
Nice. I saw that yesterday, last weather note, the feels like temperature difference between the warmest and the coldest place in the continental U.S. was 144 degrees.
Oh,
it was feels like negative 52 somewhere up in Minnesota, and it feels like 92 or something like 94 in the Everglades.
Yeah, and
Florida's doing its own thing right now. The entire panhandle is 90 degrees today.
Yeah, crazy. Well,
the rest of us, not quite.
Kendall says, okay, Austin, I'll see you on Monday after that one. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist it. Anyway, so, all right, let's go ahead and dive into actual things here. So we do have some notes. Easton, do you have your homework ready?
I got so sidetracked on the exploding trees. You're going to have to give me about 20 seconds on that.
20 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for that. So now I will just repeat some nonsense so you can upload the graphic that was supposed to be ready 12 minutes ago. Anyway,
talking about exploding trees,
you said it would be ready by the time we started.
I expected a really boring cold open that I could mostly ignore you on, but then we got started talking about something I was excited about.
I'm very interesting as a person.
Today you are.
Yeah. So, all right. The Titans we're trying to set up this Robert Saleh situation here. So
tell them about the press conference.
Yes,
that's
the
news.
Press conference will be on Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m.
My goodness.
Wednesday afternoon. He was officially agreed to take the job in the cafeteria at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park after hours when everybody else went home at 11 p.m. on Monday. And so
that's an underrated element of the story, by the way, that he got cafeteria food as his wine and dine.
But that's not any just cafeteria food.
No, you're right, but it's still not a steakhouse, right?
Yeah, but you can get real work done in the cafeteria down the road, downstairs. So anyway, but yeah, 9 days is when this is going to happen. And so Just Smash says, I heard it's because he wants all of his family there. Yes, 9 children, 8 will be there. Liam Cohen will not. So that's the situation. He's, they're doing some family obligations that they had planned after the Niners season, which is fair. He has been through hell and back with this injury situation for the Niners defense. And so they had to take some family time and do some stuff. And they've got a lot of kids out there. And so they got to wrangle all the kids and make sure they get them here from across the country, across all the whole thing. And so, so that's why the press conference will be next week. It is not weather related. It is Robert Saleh family related.
Indeed.
But he is still doing work.
Remotely.
Because
yes.
This came out retained. This is what took Easton 18 minutes to do. Special teams coordinator John Fossil, Titans coach Luke Stalker, running backs coach Randy Jordan, and quarterbacks coach Tony Oden. Those are the staff members retained that we know of right now. Any quick thoughts before we get to the opposite of retained?
Well, John Fossil was basically a requirement at the top of the job listing on, I don't know where you list jobs these days. Wherever the Titans put head coach opening online, I think near the top of that list was, hey, you need to be cool with keeping around Bones Fossil, because he obviously turned around the special teams unit in a big way last year. They gave him a couple of additional better pieces that he used really efficiently. Chief amongst them, an all-pro, rookie Chimdike. The Titans have him under contract through 2027, and so Robert Saleh said, A-okay with me, we'll keep him around. Luke Stalker's a guy we talked about a couple of months ago, I think, Austin, as being somebody that we knew the Titans organization was really bullish on, wanted to keep around. I've heard him get a little bit of credit for the run game starting to find its footing at the end of the year, string together a couple of 100+ yard performances for Tony Pollard, and I think the blocking being done by the tight ends was a big part of that. Randy Jordan is probably the most surprising name on this list. Not that he's a bad coach or anything. I just don't know what the connection is to Saleh, if any. And I also don't know. I was not aware that the Titans organization was interested in keeping Randy around. But clearly, either they or Saleh or both are happy with the job that he has done with Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. And I'd imagine a third guy they're probably going to add to that room this year.
Well, and then Randy Jordan infamously was in control of the Titans screen game.
I'm gonna wager that that's not gonna be the case this year, but we'll see. I don't know. And then Tony Oden is a guy that we had in the offensive hot board article earlier this week because he was on Saleh's staff with the Jets, so we know that they are connected. And I actually saw Teron Davenport on 102.5 The Game report this first yesterday, talking about how he's going to stick around as the cornerbacks coach.
Well, and like, I think Robert Saleh and Tony Oden relate to a lot of things. Like, man, did everybody get hurt on your team too? I think that's a pretty easy connection there. So those 4 staff members we know have been retained. They're special teams coordinator John Fossil, tight ends coach Luke Stalker, Randy Jordan, running backs coach, and cornerbacks coach Tony Oden. Now, the ones we know not retained. Oh,
by the way, before we move on to the not retained, I was just thinking about who might be added to the retained list. I'm not sure.
I don't want to spoil the situation I'm going to put you in later on in the show.
Well, a situation I was not privy to.
I told you I was going to put you in a situation in the show to make you agree with me. And I don't want you to.
Yeah, I didn't know it was about this. So
I don't want you to walk into it about
excuse me early. Never mind.
Yeah. So now, okay, the coach is not retained that we know of.
No, this list will grow.
Nick Holtz gone.
Pour one out.
Defensive coordinator Denard Wilson gone.
Pour 2 out.
D-line assistant Lori Locust gone. Now Lori Locust, huh?
Just ignore me.
I like Lori Locust. I thought she did some good stuff. She was brought on with Vrabel.
Yep.
Stuck through with Brian Callahan, but Lori Locust will not return under Robert Saleh. Any notes on those 3?
No, not surprising. I think everybody understands that Denard Wilson was dealt a pretty crappy hand for the majority of his tenure. From a personnel standpoint, just kept drawing the short straw over and over and over. And it felt like by the end of his run, he was. You've seen the movie Apollo 13? Yes? No?
At some point in my life.
Okay, well,
It's
the
been a
chat will
long,
know what I'm
long
talking
time.
about.
Yeah,
Very,
it's
very
been-
famous real life scenario, obviously, from the Apollo 13 mission, where the ground control had to find a way to retrofit. I forget which was the square and which was the circle, but I think a square air filter to fit into a circular air filter hole to keep them from dying of, I think, carbon monoxide poisoning. Like, that's what. And they were like using the things that were available to them on the ship. So it was like duct tape and rubber bands and stuff. That's what Darren Wilson was doing with the Titans defense towards the end, was really just making stuff up and trying to figure out how to make it work. And I think that he's going to land somewhere on his feet, be a credit to his new team. I bet he's a defensive coordinator again one day, hopefully with a team that has some more juice for him to play with. But I enjoyed him here, and I enjoyed Nick Holtz as well. I think Nick Holtz got kind of screwed in a different way, where they were continually not letting him do anything. So I hope that he gets to go somewhere where he gets to prove whether he's actually good or not by getting to do stuff.
Nick Holtz didn't do anything that was tangible by the outside viewing audience.
Correct.
Right. And then that's the thing there. Everybody talks like the personality hire at the office, the glue guys, the people that make morale up. Like Nick Holtz wasn't that. He was doing more stuff, but he just wasn't doing anything that we could tangibly see. So I think that's whatever that is. I mean, we'll see what happens with Nick Holtz.
That is my wish for him, is to one day do things that people can tell what he's doing, so that we can know once and for all whether he is apparently good or bad at them.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. We just need, are you good or bad? We just need one thing that you can do to show us if you're good or bad.
Give the man a chance,
Yeah,
give him a
just
chance
to prove himself. Or he's just like, no, I can continue just not doing tangible things, and now you'll never know if I'm good or bad, and I'll just be a victim. All right, so let's get to the updated situation here, the timeline for the Buffalo Bills. We'll do that here in a moment, and then we'll talk all about this Titans offensive coordinator timeline here. But first, Barton Drury Insurance Group, customized solutions for all of your insurance needs. BartonDrury.com is the website. So whatever insurance situation you're currently in, whether you are, you and your family need the right health coverage for whatever your situation is, for your kids, for your spouse, dental, vision. You don't need vision. You do need dental. Yeah, whatever that looks like. Maybe your spouse has it through their work, and you don't want to join it on their plan. And so you go to BartonDrury.com. Whatever that looks like, they can help you out. So many different ways you can put together insurance plans: home, auto, rental, business, workers' comp, 401k planning for your financial future. They can literally do it all right there. And they're local people. So they got that 615 phone number. That's how you know you can trust them. You get
You're
the
right.
615 phone number, they're real. So check them out online, BartonDrury.com.
BTA Sports. We are powered by BTA Sports. You and your sportsbook earnings could be powered by BTA Sports if only you were to go in the description below and click on the link that's going to give you a 14-day free trial courtesy of our relationship with our friends at BTA. They are analytics, data-based betting advice. That's what it is. They're not a book. They are here to help you beat the books, and they will make you a smarter, more profitable bettor with their data. Check it out. Put it in the palm of your hand on your phone. You're going to make money with BTA Sports. I can basically guarantee it. You're going to be a better bettor with our friends at BTA Sports.
Okay, so here is the updated situation with the Buffalo Bills head coaching job. Brian Daboll, who is reportedly has his eyes set on the Bills head coaching job or the Titans offensive coordinator job, in that order, interviewed yesterday with Buffalo, the day after Terry Pegula really, really hurt the attractiveness of that job. And then here is the schedule for the weekend. Today, I guess they're calling them Chargers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? I mean, he's not signed anything, obviously.
But I've seen Schefter do it. I saw somebody from NFL Network, I think it was Pelissero, did it as well this morning. And so I don't know. I'm guessing Mike McDaniel's agent is like, hey, just throw the Chargers OC on there.
Well, I mean, I get it. Like, it's a done deal,
But
like
it's not. Is it? You
is
just said he hasn't signed anything.
It is.
Therefore,
it is an informally done deal. He has. I don't know. Maybe he's signed. Maybe he's signed.
There is no way you can have an
intent
informally
to sign.
done deal.
Maybe it's. I said informally.
I know. That's what I said. There's no way you can have an informal done deal. It is just not a done deal. A done deal is a done deal.
You can have a
black or white. It
you
is
can have
signed or not.
The intent to sign
He's committed.
is done.
This
the
is
signing
recruiting.
is not done.
Who gives a rip? He's not signed. He is not employed by the.
I mean, in your precious college football, guys get done deal signings done all the time, and then it turns out it's not a done deal.
But he hasn't signed anything.
I know, but this
commitment. He is.
I think that this is even more of a done deal than a lot of those college kids that do sign.
No, this is what it is. No, Mike McDaniel is a college baseball. He's a high school baseball recruit. He will commit to a program until he gets drafted high enough to decide if he wants to go to the school he committed to or go straight to the pros. That is the situation. He is committed. He has not signed anywhere. He's committed, waiting to see how high he gets drafted. Anyway, he talks to the Bills today to find out if he's going to get that job.
Off ramps today.
It's so stupid because he's not the Chargers offensive coordinator.
I'm not worried about it.
It's very obvious.
But he's going to be. It was just the point.
Use the mute button when you hack your lung into your microphone.
My bad.
Commanders run game coordinator Anthony Lynn and former Dolphins DC Anthony Weaver. Both Anthonys are on Saturday to keep it clear. Don't have to worry about which Anthony's coming in when. They're both coming in the same day. And then Sunday, Jaguars OC Grant Udinski.
Getting a lot of love.
Yeah, getting a lot of play.
Lately.
So
30
now the Bills will be Rooney Rule compliant because that's the checkpoint that everybody's paying attention to see if Brian Daboll is going to get the job or not. They will be Rooney Rule compliant halfway through Saturday.
Yes. And so that means, so like their full list of interviews, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think it's that long, it's those guys that we just showed once they have them, plus Daboll, plus Joe Brady. I think that's the end of the list so far. I don't know how expansive their search is going to be. I've not heard anything about like, we're going to cast a wide net thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if, and also how many great candidates are out there, right? Like there's still, I mean, they could still interview Shula. That would make a lot of sense. Like who else is on the obvious national list of guys that we're missing? Minter's already landed somewhere. Salah's landed somewhere. Stefanski's landed somewhere.
Well,
so
you would think that the Bills are going to go offensive direction.
It's like Kingsbury maybe, but he's not interviewed anywhere.
Right. I think Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak is one who has not really done much at all. And the chat brought that up. Ghost and Bork and Joe New.
So there's a couple new names that they could interview, but I kind of feel Arthur Smith, that's another one I'm seeing. But I kind of feel like they are going to, and also just the timing of this, we now have half of the 10 openings filled as of yesterday because Minter is now signed with the Ravens. I think especially after this weekend's playoff games, once we get into the 2-week lull in between championship weekend and the Super Bowl, things are going to start to move quickly. We know the Steelers are far down the road on their interview situation. It sounds like yesterday the Raiders were pushing very hard to go ahead and sign their guy, which was going to be Jesse Minter, but they lost out on that race. Really, the only team that has an opening that we have heard anything about them really taking their time intentionally is the Cardinals, and that's because they're not willing to pay anybody, and no one wants that job.
The Browns just keep getting told no.
I said intentional. The Cardinals are intentionally taking their time. The Browns are really, really trying. They're trying hard. It's just not going.
And they're just going to have to hire Jim Schwartz.
A very real possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, in my article, I still put Udinski. Also, by the way, the article took its first hit yesterday. We are now 4 of 5. Minter was my runner-up in the article for the Ravens job, but we don't take moral victory points around here. So
is that not like a hockey assist kind of thing?
I mean, maybe, but I'm trying to be honorable here. So I did mention the fact that I explained why I thought Minter would also be a reasonable candidate, but he was not my pick. I had him in the article as the Raiders
Nagy,
guy.
Right?
I did, but I had Minter to the Raiders, which sounds like almost happened, except for the Ravens. So, 4 or 5.
So,
we move.
All right. So now, excuse me, we get to this situation here.
Hey, use your mute button.
Yeah, thank you. I cleared my throat. I didn't cough. It's different. So we're sitting here waiting, right? We're waiting on two things because it's really, I think we both like Robert Saleh. That's very well documented. You were on the Robert Saleh train from the Wednesday, 2 days after Brian Callahan was fired, basically, as a big-time player to get this job. I predicted it on Monday. It happened. So we are both really on that side of things. but it still feels very incomplete not knowing what the offensive coordinator is going to be.
Of course.
And then, the Ravens are probably having the same conversation. Like, they said, yeah, Lamar's going to have input in this hire. And oh, Jesse Minter. Okay, great. Now what's this situation now going to be? And so with this offensive coordinator hire, we're waiting. There's also no press conference until Wednesday next week, 8+ full days of him being named the Titans coach without talking to him or hearing him talk about it outside of a statement sent on social media and via email. So here is this question we want to get to. Now that we know the Buffalo Bills have the ability to make a head coach hire over the weekend, and Brian Daboll very much wants this Titans offensive coordinator job if he does not get the Bills head coach job, among other situations, will Robert Saleh have hired an offensive coordinator by his press conference Wednesday afternoon? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Will Robert Saleh have hired an offensive coordinator by his press conference on Wednesday afternoon? We'll let you guys flood the comment section, and then Easton, tell us all about the Bone and Joint Institute.
The Bone and Joint Institute, my favorite of our sponsors, because they are the closest to me geographically, I think, right down here in my neck of the woods in Franklin, just off of I-65. You can't miss it. It's a big, beautiful building off your left-hand side if you're on I-65 South. They are going to get you fixed up with whatever injury you might have. Whenever you get hurt in life, you have to know who to trust. We trust our friends at BJR. They are the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedics and sports medicine. boneandjointtn.org is where to go to schedule an appointment today. They have a dozen specialists who can help you through any type of injury, a state-of-the-art rehab facility on campus to help you through your recovery. They do everything under one roof. No referrals running across town for all of the different things. They've got a clinic, testing, imaging, surgery, and rehab center all in one place. Again, schedule that appointment today at boneandjointtn.org.
Also, don't forget, it is championship weekend, which means it's a great time for BTA Sports, better for sports bettors. If you're looking to have an edge in the sports betting world, this is where to go. If you're a Major League Baseball fan, great, because they're about to help you out. It's a very overwhelming task of betting Major League Baseball with so many teams, so many games, so many pitchers, so many players that you have to know, and crazy stats about versus lefties or on a Tuesday with the wind blowing this way and that way. BTA Sports will help you out with that. And honestly, I might actually dive into sports betting for Major League Baseball because I have somebody like BTA Sports to lean on. They've helped me out with the NFL a lot over the last season and very excited about what they have moving forward. BTA Sports is better for sports bettors. You can sign up. If you want to just go dip your toe in, you get a 14-day free trial with code ATOZ14 for a $9.99 weekly subscription after the 14-day free trial. Or if you want to jump all in and save some money and get a great value, ATOZ Sports. You still get a 14-day free trial, but then a $79 12-month subscription, which means that entire Major League Baseball season, the entire NFL season next year, and whatever else they add in the meantime. So check them out online in that link, BTA Sports, better for bettors. So I put up a poll on YouTube. I threw it in the chat. Will Robert Saleh have hired an offensive coordinator by the time his press conference is here Wednesday afternoon? Chris just says the whole staff will be in place.
Well, I'd bet heavily against that.
Yeah, probably not. But I mean, it does feel like it's going to take that long for the presser.
Yeah, the feeling I agree with. The people in the chat have spoken, Austin. Yes, yes, okay. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yup. Yes. Yes. Can I find one no? I can. D. Reed says, not so fast, my friends. I don't think so. But literally everyone else, and Cap says, not so fast. Every single other person.
Eric says no.
Okay, so we found 3. But for every one no, I am finding 10 yeses. The people seem pretty confident. And I'd wager these people that are very confident are all thinking of the same guy. Because if you told me that Daboll is eventually the Titans offensive coordinator, like he's the one that eventually is going to get signed, I would also agree that it probably happens by Wednesday. If you told me it's somebody else, I would say, no, I don't think it happens by Wednesday.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
So I have a clarifying question that I'm putting you on the spot.
Is this the thing from earlier?
No,
that you
it's
teased?
not the thing.
Okay.
It's not the thing. I still
Still
haven't.
waiting.
I will
Such
still put you on the
anticipation.
spot. I'm just going to continue to dangle that out there and make you paranoid about it. No,
Okay.
this is
Just never bring it up. Just end the show.
with coordinator positions, they are also subject to the Rooney Rule.
Yes.
If it is a new coach who comes in, they still have to follow that process, correct? Like Robert Saleh is a new head coach.
Yeah.
Does he have to follow the Rooney Rule for his three coordinator positions?
Mhm.
If like Bones was under contract,
barring a guy that you're retaining, yes.
Yeah. So okay. So now that Nick Holt and Denard Wilson are both officially out yesterday, now that can start the process of okay, you have to go do your Rooney Rule compliancy for offensive and defensive coordinator.
I believe so. Yes. Now,
That's
a question that I heard yesterday that I don't know the answer to. I'm assuming the answer is no, but I'm not sure. These guys that were head coach interviews that really weren't, can they count towards it? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, would it?
That would be,
but I'm not sure.
And that's where I was thinking, because like you just went through a head coach hiring process where you talked to freaking 16 people.
Right.
And there's a lot of minority candidates in there. Like the Titans they were clearly not doing what a lot of other organizations have done, Dolphins, of just faking it. Right?
Waste exactly 2 minorities times.
Yes. The Titans clearly didn't do that. So it's almost like hey man, like we're just trying to hire somebody. We've talked to a lot of people here. I don't know what the rules are for a new head coach filling out the staff after being hired. I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm having that thought. So who knows? So I guess now a lot of yeses in the chat on will there be an OC hired by the time the press conference happens. Now the YouTube poll, it's 5 minutes old, that could use some more votes. There's a lot of you guys watching that just flat out not voted on the poll, which I'm one of them. So let me go ahead and do that.
I think you get an excuse. Another good question from Donnie. I think the answer is yes, because I know that with the head coach Rooney Rule, you have to do 2 in-person minority interviews.
Right.
I would imagine the same is for the coordinators, but maybe not.
I don't know if you have to do in-person stuff with coordinators. I don't think it's that. I don't think coordinators as a hire is that like laborious.
I will effort to see if I can get an official answer to that by the end of our show today.
Yeah, and James saying the Rooney Rule is for show. Nobody here likes how the Rooney Rule has turned out. Like it was a great intended situation with a bad unintended consequences that came from it.
It's a dumb, gross rule.
Yes. And so it needs to be adjusted. What all has to happen for it to be adjusted? I don't know. Has it helped anybody? That's for people that have gone through the process
I'm sure it has helped people, but it is more hurting than it is helpple for sure.
I don't even know if it's hurting. I just think it's just not taken seriously too much, which I don't know if that's hurting or not. We don't need to go down that road. It's a waste of time, just like the Dolphins. So I'll let you ask that question and I'll update the poll.
I'm working on it.
Will Saleh have an OC by the press conference Wednesday? 74% say yes. Now there's still over 200 of you that have not voted on the YouTube poll.
What is your answer, Austin?
My answer is yes.
Okay. Do you buy? Are you fully believing this whole if Daboll does not get the Bills job, he's gonna take the Titans job thing?
So that's always come from Brian Daboll said that, or somebody representing Brian Daboll told that to Diana Rossini, and Diana Rossini said that
pretty explicitly.
Right, but that's a Daboll thing. That doesn't involve the Titans.
Yeah, okay,
or
fair.
Robert Saleh.
But in terms of Daboll's opinion on this, if it were up to him, I'm just thinking there's still a lot of coordinator jobs out there. We've talked about how many there are this cycle. There's pretty attractive ones, like the Philly one, for example, still hanging around. You don't think it's attractive?
Into that. I mean,
whether it's attractive or not.
So Ramon and Will were talking about this a couple days ago on 104.5, and it was during the 6 a.m. hour where I listen to them all the time and usually bother them by texting them in the middle of segments and distracting Ramon, which I did today, and he called me out for it on the show. So Philly's OC job versus the Titans OC job. Phillies, you obviously have a great chance to like win the Super Bowl.
Right. That's
Right?
pretty important.
But you also might have a higher chance of having your house egged and your teenage kids bullied at school.
That's a funny way of putting it. The real way,
because that's literally what just happened this past season.
No, I hear you. Like those things are very much on the table, but perhaps more importantly, not to diminish bullying in schools, you have a chance of ruining your career. Like time heals all wounds eventually, but like poor Kevin Patullo is cooked in a way that Nick Holtz isn't even close to.
I mean, I had you guys know, I married into a Philly family.
Big Eagles guy.
My brother-in-law came over for the playoff game, and he goes, I was like, how you feeling? He goes, yeah, win-win. But before the game kicked off, win-win situation. You win in the playoffs or somebody's getting fired. And he was totally cool with that. And he was right, because them's the breaks. And so it's the Philly OC job is the biggest boom or bust job in the entire league right now. Because it's boom,
completely agree.
You win the Super Bowl and you're the head coach of the Saints. Bust, you're fired, your house is egged, your kids are embarrassed, and you got to move now. Like, there are so many coaches that have been fired from the Titans that live in Williamson County, and they ain't going anywhere.
That's right.
Jim Schwartz, guys, still is a member of a local country club and goes there every Memorial Day.
So is Mike Vrabel.
Yeah. So is Brian Callahan.
So is Rand Carthon.
So is
Nick
Rand
Holtz.
Carthon. All of these things, right? So it's just different. So the Philly job is the biggest boom or bust. And it is truly like, do you want to risk it?
Yeah, it's put up or shut up. But I mean, like the put up is just so, again, you're right. You're going to be a team that probably wins 10 games, even if you are bad. Like that's the funny thing is like, even if you are a complete dramatic mess, you're probably still going to stumble to 10 wins.
John Robinson does still live here. Yes. Including John Robinson, who the entire fan base despises and blames for this entire situation.
That's right. And I don't think a coach that really believes in themselves, which if you're going to move up in the world in coaching, you better, is going to look at, hey, I've got a chance to coach. It's aging in some ways, but it's still an offensive roster of all pros.
But here's the other thing.
All pros.
It's like Jalen Hurts has holes in his game.
100%.
He just does, right? AJ Brown is still AJ Brown. Saquon Barkley now has a lot of tread on his tires compared to the last 2 years.
Personal gripe. We say this a lot, how much tread is on the tires. Saquon Barkley has too little tread on his tires.
Yeah, fair, whatever.
Wear on his tires.
Yeah, so he is correct. Yes, he needs new tires.
Not to actually there.
His tires are balding.
That's right.
Dallas Goedert is highly paid and aging, but still a freak and still great. The defense is still in a very good spot. Right. The defense is in the best spot, but you're the offensive coordinator. Devontae Smith is great, but you're still limited by the quarterback. It's a how much stress do I want to put myself through for this potential boom? And then that's why Mike McDaniel had nothing to do with it. And he goes, I'm going to go to LA with Justin Herbert, who's got similar narratives around him, but nobody cares. Easton, I've been doing some research.
Wow. Do tell.
This might shock you. I don't know if this will shock you or not, but the two NFL teams with the absolute least amount of Google search inquiries about them are the two LA teams.
Ah, interesting. Down there with Jacksonville and Arizona.
30th is the Indianapolis Colts.
No.
Oh,
you mean like right now, or is this over all time?
This is a 5-year period from 2020 to 24. Last year's not gathered yet.
Okay, interesting.
So you've got the two LA teams and the Colts that are the least cared about teams from Google search inquiries in the NFL.
The Colts is wild.
The Titans are not that many spots ahead.
Right. No, I mean expected, but frankly,
yeah, But
For the
still,
Titans, Jaguars, and Cardinals to all be above the Chargers, Rams, and
I still
Colts
have this
is
linked up.
wild.
Yeah, the Titans. It's you know what's even crazier
You
actually.
should tweet this. This is crazy.
The Jags. So I've got the link right here. So the Chargers are actually dead last, and it's like
That's believable.
like they are like the Rams, who are right ahead of the Chargers. Like 31 is the Rams, 32 is the Chargers. The Rams little bar graph looks like it's like 2.5 times the Chargers. So like the Chargers are that far
Truly
behind.
in a league of their own. Yeah.
Truly, yes. Like so, then you've got the Colts, and then above, right in front of the Colts, are the Jags, and
Right.
barely ahead of the Jags. This is crazy. Barely ahead of the Jags, the New York Jets.
That's believable.
Barely.
so miserable.
Then there's a jump to the Titans. Then right above the Titans, the New York Giants.
Where are the Cardinals?
The
People
Cardinals-
care about the Cardinals?
It goes San Francisco, Saints,
Whoa,
Cardinals.
whoa, 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 whoa. San Francisco?
Yeah.
Google's. This is
It's a
strange.
5-year period.
Yeah, San Fran's been very important for the past 5 years.
I will tell you, I believe it.
Interesting. And New Orleans, I mean, I thought that the thing about New Orleans is they've got a really stable floor of a fan base, but I suppose not. Wow.
Somebody's like, "Where are the Browns?" 8th.
Who's number one? Well, that's dumb. The Cowboys. Who's number two?
Yes. Number 1 is the Cowboys, who over double the Buffalo Bills. Number 2.
Good grief. It's Detroit
Lions 3, Bears 4, Packers 5, Chiefs 6, Dolphins 7, Browns 8, Philadelphia Eagles 9, Pittsburgh Steelers 10.
The NFC North is such a sleeping giant.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I believe that.
I know. Me too.
So again, my point being, does Mike McDaniel or does anybody want what's the pressure of the job? You have the biggest boomer bust OC job in the league is the Philadelphia Eagles job.
So I have two things. Do we want
Uh-huh.
to do an ad read before I get to the two things?
No, we're in a good spot. You can just jump in it.
Okay. I didn't know where we were at. I lost track.
No, we're good.
Number one, got an answer to our question. You were right. The Rooney Rule for coordinators is 2 external, so it can't be guys that are already in the building, external minority candidates in person or virtually. So that's important. I am now looking to see if I can get an answer to what the Titans team policy will be from a PR standpoint about announcing those interviews. I'm not sure if or when we'll ever find out about the guys that they've officially interviewed for OC.
Right.
But I'll let you know if I get an answer on that. The other thing is to answer our question about the Eagles versus the Titans. I think that I think that you have to, as a coach, believe 2 very specific things to want the Titans job more than the Eagles job. Those 2 things are having an unbridled belief in Cam. Like you need to have been beforehand extremely high on Cam Ward as an NFL quarterback. Like, yep, this guy's going to work. I'm so sure of it. Number 2 is you need to be in a spot with your career where you aren't dying to make a head coach leap immediately. Now, we talked about this a little bit earlier in the week about how the offensive coordinator job in particular, has truly become a 1 to 2 year max position, unless you are the overstolen dirty Santa gift that is Josh McDaniels, where you've run out of opportunities to be a head coach and your team is really lucky to have you because they're just kind of locked in as a coordinator for the rest of your life. You're going to be either moving up or down the ladder. It's a very slippery rung of the career ladder, the offensive coordinator position. And so that's a part of the equation with Robert Saleh is like who he hires. Is he going to be here for more than 1 or 2 years? I understand where people are coming from on that, and I do expect the Titans to have the opportunity to make a real jump. And obviously, if they win like 10 games this year or something, and Cam Ward looks like that dude, then the next Grant Udinski situation, even if it's a more known name like Daboll, is going to be happening to the Titans this time next year. But I also wouldn't be surprised, Austin, if the guy the Titans eventually hire, especially if it's not like a Daboll type, is here a little bit longer than people expect, just because it might take a little bit of time. Especially when we compare it to the Eagles' job. The Eagles' job is set up for you to do what the Buccaneers' job is right now.
Yeah.
Either become a head coach next year or be unemployed next year. And it's probably going to be that way in Philadelphia basically until this era,
Until
Nick Sirianni
Sirianni's
era
gone.
ends.
Yeah.
So
And
if
so-
you aren't trying to climb the ladder now and you're cool with being a coordinator for a year or 2 or maybe 3, and you really believe in Cam Ward, then I could see you like the Titans job more. Otherwise, I think it's the Eagles job.
Yeah, I think it's a really, there's a lot of pros and cons list, and there's not a lot of like overlapping, I don't think, in the two jobs in the Venn diagram. So, all right, let's go ahead and talk about some of these. Actually, hold on. Amy just says, which look better on a resume, though, being an already winning franchise or taking a losing team and making them winners? Easy choice. So, I mean, there's a good point there.
That's true, but it's also harder. Like, yeah, I'm going to go be the Browns coach because I'm going to be the guy that turns the Browns around.
No, but if you're the Titans offensive coordinator and you take the Titans from, I don't know where they were officially at the end of the year, 27th in scoring to 17th in scoring.
Sure.
Oh, that's a pretty good jump from year 1 to year 2.
I agree.
And Robert Saleh as a head coach, you're the guy. You're the offensive guy. That is your responsibility, right? Versus the Eagles, it's okay, they were in the playoffs. They won the division last year without you. Then you won the division again. And then it's a complete roll of the dice, toss up coin flip if you make the divisional round of the playoffs or not. Because it's a one game thing of like, how much did you improve the situation?
I hear you, and I hear you, Amnesia, on the super chat.
I mean, they're both great. That's why this is a good conversation.
I just, as somebody that is very firmly players over coaches, as somebody that believes that players make a coach look good or bad way more often than a coach makes players look good or bad, which is a very controversial topic these days, but I feel very strongly about this. I, as a coach, would want the players that are going to make me look good because it's way harder to make players that aren't as good look good. It's way harder.
It's easier for bad players to make coaches look worse.
Yes. Yeah.
So, look, I think we're kind of aligned on that situation. All right, let's talk about the if it's not Brian Daboll, we've got some more offensive coordinator candidates to get to, and then I'll step Easton into my office and we'll talk through a situation that he doesn't know coming. But first, Window Nation is where to go. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free in January. You got to go to windownation.com because you get a free estimate. They come over to your house. It takes about an hour, and they will call you and say, hey, what makes sense? And you say this time at that day, this day, that time, whatever. And it's pretty simple. And Roy, who runs the Middle Tennessee market, is a great guy. He's super personable. He is prompt. He comes in, does a great presentation, and he says, here's your situation. No pressure. Let me know what you think. And you go with what you think. And how do I know that? Because we went through the process here in our home in September. We bought the windows. We were buy 2, get 2 free. And now they're buy 4, get 4 free. So if you need more windows, you can just stack that up. You can save thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You can get up to 0% financing for 2 years. There's a ton of ways to have no payments for X amount of months, no payments for X amount of years, financing here, financing there. How small do you want that monthly payment? They can do all these type of gymnastics for you. It is truly a great experience. We've had our windows now for just about 2 months on the dot. We got them right before Thanksgiving. They're great. It is about to be so freaking cold in Nashville. We're going to truly find out how much this is going to help us out over this weekend with this ice storm. So check them out online, windownation.com for free estimate, windownation.com.
We're also brought to you by BTA Sports. Better for bettors. Use the link in our description below to get 14 days free with the BTA Sports app right in the palm of your hand. You will make more money at the sports book with our friends at BTA Sports who are dominating the game.
All right. So we've got new candidates and, well, new candidates, this candidate list here. Pelissero put this out yesterday. Titans continue to work through the offensive coordinator options with Cliff Kingsbury, Arthur Smith, Brian Daboll, Adam Stenavich, and Bobby Slowick among potential options per sources. All have OC experience as Robert Saleh looks for the right man to work with quarterback Cam Ward. Now, here's something that I was just thinking about.
By the way, Saleh got that fit on in this new picture.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, that is the Titans.
I'm a fan of the black on black suit.
Black pants, black shirt with the sport coat, light sport coat. It looks good. He rocks it very well.
It's smart for a Nashville interview, a little Johnny Cash action.
Yeah. So, anyway. Easton, do we think, because we just kind of talked about the interview process, the Titans might not be saying these things out loud. Mm-hmm. Do we think Pelissero's gotten some of these names because these conversations have been happening?
I definitely think Saleh is in communication with all these people because I know that Saleh, like all of these serious candidates, before they're ever hired, have contingencies upon contingencies in place with what their staff's going to look like if I get this job versus what if I get this job. If I get this job, here's my first choice, here's my second choice in case that guy can't get out of his contract or gets hired elsewhere. Maybe he gets a head coach job. Like there are so many scenarios that they have in place ahead of time. So they are talking. As for where exactly this list came from, I think it's probably just a amalgamation of names that he's heard through the grapevine one way or another, guys that have generally been connected to the job, guys that generally he knows have a connection to Robert Saleh and would make sense. Not to say that it's bad reporting or anything, but like I seriously doubt this is like Robert Saleh was like, I have written down in the notebook in my pocket 5 names and here they are. I don't think it's like that.
No, but it's all agent stuff, right? That's where this is coming from. So is Pelissero getting a tip like Bobby Slowick's agent says, yeah, he's talking to Saleh about the OC job. You know, Kingsbury, who's been very quiet, Kingsbury's agent's like, hey, he talked to Saleh on Thursday about it.
Well, and I think the Kingsbury love league-wide has been largely Kingsbury sided and not teams sided. Like I think Kingsbury and his agent have been pushing a lot of that messaging, to be honest. Yeah. Not that I think, like my opinion of Kingsbury, I wouldn't mind him at all as an offensive coordinator. I just, from what I've heard, it sounds like Kingsbury is more interested in getting a job than some of these jobs are interested in getting a Kingsbury.
Which is wild because the guy went to like, where did he go for a year? Did he just Thailand? Thailand, yeah.
It wasn't for a year. It was like for the full summer.
He went to Thailand for a year, and now
he wasn't out there for a whole year.
Now he wants a job. Now he's pushing for a job. The guy was in Thailand a year ago.
He also 3 years ago. He also has been. He's just in a weird situation because he was getting head coach looks. I'm not sure he actually ever did an official interview with anybody. Maybe he did. While he had just been, technically fired as a coordinator for the Commanders. So he's kind of in a weird no man's land right now.
Yep.
From this list, Austin, I think you're getting here eventually. Have we asked the question to the chat yet?
Nope.
Let's ask it because I'd like to talk about
how do we rank these candidates? And I'll put the graphic back up here. So Kingsbury, Arthur Smith, Brian Daboll, Stinovich, Bobby Slowick. There are 5 names.
I'm very curious to see where people put Bobby Slowick on their list because I am old enough to remember the Bobby Slowick discourse around here when he was the OC of the Texans.
He was. Which discourse are you talking about?
I'm talking about the first year when the rise was dramatic, and he was maybe even going to be a head coach candidate around these parts, amongst others. And then the second year where everybody loved to point and laugh at how Bobby Slowick actually sucks. Correct. And then he got fired.
Yeah. So, and then what happened with the Texans offense? It just went so fast, the same speed.
Yeah, so that's why I'm very curious where people land because I think there are ways to convince yourself that he's anything from actually quite good to actually terrible and a terrible, awful decision.
So somebody asked, all of these have called plays minus Stinovich.
Correct.
Who is Adam Stinovich, Easton?
He is the Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator. He has been under one of the league's best offensive minds, Matt LaFleur, for how long has he been in Green Bay? Since 2019, but he's only been the OC since 2022. Been coaching in the NFL for 9 years, looks like. Coached in college for about 6 years before that.
He became the OC after Hackett went to Denver.
Correct. So he was the Packers offensive line coach and run game coordinator on and off between 19 and 21. And now since 2022, he's been the OC. Again, not play calling. He was a player for 5 years, back in 06 to 2010. So he's not that old. He is 42. And that is basically all there is to know about the guy.
No, perfect. So ranking them, I'll go through the chat. We'll see what we got here. I see Big Rich says 1 Daboll, 2 Slowick, 3 Stinovich, 4 Kingsbury, 5 Art. Orlando says 1 Slowick, 2 Daboll, 3 Cliff. Eric, 1 Slowick. He made CJ Stroud look good. Deborah, Kingsbury's my number 1. He's definitely number 1 in some category of these guys. Mm-hmm. Jeff, Daboll, Smith, Slowick, Cliff, excuse me. Arthur Smith last from Stacy. D-Red, Dayball, Slowick, Kingsbury, Smith, Sinovich. Kyle, Dayball, Kingsbury, Slowick, Smith, Sinovich. Do you want to go? Well, Canadian Titan says 1, Dayball, fellow Canadian. 2, Slowick. 3, Smith. 4, Cliff. 5, Sinovich.
Here's a fun fact about Stenavich, by the way. The Packers, interesting, he played for the Packers. The Packers designated Stenavich eligible for play in NFL Europa in 2007. He was selected in the first round by the Amsterdam Admirals. Anyone remember NFL Europa?
NFL Europe? It's not Europa.
That's what it's listed as on.
Maybe that's how the
Europe,
Europeans,
that's what they called it.
Maybe that's how the Europans called it.
Perhaps.
Look, I didn't realize that NFL Europe was around in 07. I thought it already.
Me too, because I'm looking now. It was
done.
founded in '89. I thought it was like a '90s thing that flamed out. I did not know they were still doing it, but they were.
Okay. I think Dayball is number 1 for me.
Agreed. Easy.
After that, it gets a little interesting.
So, who's your 2? We're talking about Stenavich, Kingsbury,
I'm going to start
Smith.
I'm going to start the end.
Oh, okay. So, who do you dislike
5th,
the most?
Arthur Smith, 5th.
Okay.
I don't think what Arthur Smith likes to do offensively is the best thing for Cam Ward.
I hear you on that.
It's purely a football fit or
Sure.
lack thereof.
Sure. To be clear, I honestly, this is splitting hairs for me because I would be fine with any of these 5 guys as the OC. I know that like people really want hot takes when it comes to coaching season, but I have made it clear that I think it's disingenuous to have hot takes on most coaches, to be honest with you. So I'm mostly lukewarm to bullish on these guys, somewhere in there, some shade of thumbs up from me.
Well, I was very hot takey on the first go around where Arthur Smith was the Titans offensive coordinator. I was like, you're hiring a guy who has never called a play for the 5th-year option season for Marcus Mariota, where you got to get it right.
Right.
Now, it worked out because of Tannehill.
Right.
Now, so for my purposes, Tannehill was traded for after Art was promoted. So,
I'll put Bobby Slowick last. I really am not crazy about the Slowick train. If you gave me these 5 options, again, I'd be perfectly happy with him if they made him the choice, and I would believe in their judgment until Slowick gave me a reason to not believe in it. But I know a lot of people want to say, well, actually, Slowick wasn't the problem. Clearly, the Texans just have a bad quarterback, and the offense stinks. I don't know about all that. I really, when I listen to people who are smarter than me break down the X's and O's of what the Texans were doing during those Slowick years, it was not inspiring sounding to me. And even though he is one of the guys on this list where you can technically say, hey, he has experience, he called plays for 2 years. True. That 2 years of experience was not deeply inspiring to me, so it doesn't really matter much to me when you say he has experience. It's like, okay, well, he has experience, and I didn't love what he did. So I'll put him last. And then the next 2 are easy for me. It's Stenavich and Smith. I'll probably do Stenavich 4th, Smith 3rd. The distinguishing factor literally just being that one of them, even though I'm with you, I'm not sure I'm crazy about the fit. But if they made him the choice, I would want to hear out their plan for it. He has a lot of play calling experience with a variety of different offenses, a variety of different players and skill sets, and Stenavich doesn't. Now, I'm intrigued by Stenavich, and again, I'm okay with him if he's the choice, because he has been learning under one of the league's best minds. He's in that Shanahan-McVay tree, so that it makes sense for Saleh to pull from that region of the NFL family tree. I just would want to know why you had faith in him over these other options when you've not seen him do it, but we have seen these other guys do it. I'd want to have that question answered. And then my favorite besides Dable, which order of operations, you could figure that out at this point, is Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know what your second favorite is, but I see, this is the difference. I'm most excited, like he's the guy I'd choose, but if you made me do a predictive rankings of like where I think the Titans see these guys, Kingsbury's probably last. I don't think that they're interested. but I could be wrong.
Right. I have Cliff second on my rankings as well. And then I have Slowick third. So Daboll 1, Cliff 2, Slowick 3, Stinovich 4, Art Smith 5.
So our lists are the same, except we have Smith and Slowick flipped
3 and 5.
Third and 5th.
Yeah. So the reason why I think Daboll's the most likely of the 5 to be a 1-year coordinator to a head coach.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what happens, honestly. He's like Matt LaFleur. He's gonna be a head coach in 2027 as long as it doesn't crash and burn. So I think Cliff and Slowick are more likely to be like the longer term coordinators. Because Slowick is still super young. He has this thing about him where it's like he can't run a room, which is going to slow him down for head coaching opportunities. Cliff is he's not good after Thanksgiving thing about him.
Cliff.
And so that's making people hesitant already, right?
Yes.
And he also has a year 1 to year 2 drop, but at some point he's got to figure that out. So I think that's why I think Cliff is most intriguing after Daboll to me. And then Stinovich has just never called plays. I think Stinovich and Arthur Smith are probably similar risks on Art's called plays, been there, done that. But also I don't like the scheme fit for what Art wants to do. And Stinovich, I think, is more of a scheme fit, but hasn't done it in a game.
Listen, if they made Stinovich the hire, it would feel a lot like when Arthur Smith was promoted in the first place. Like, I'm nervous. I really don't know what to expect, but I sure am intrigued by what this is going to look like. And it may very well be I heard Nick Suss talking about this yesterday, and I'm not sure I fully agree with it, but I do think it's an interesting idea. Like, when it comes to offense in the NFL, everyone's trying to constantly innovate and evolve and do the new thing, or do the thing that nothing's new under the sun in the NFL, but do the thing that everybody else is not doing right now. Mm-hmm. And Suss's argument yesterday on a podcast was either go get Daboll or hire somebody we've never heard of. And I'd say Stinovich probably falls into that category for the vast majority of people.
Right.
Because what he wants is somebody that is a fresh face, but also a fresh approach. We have more faith in the floor of the Arthur Smiths and the Cliff Kingsburys because we have seen it for years and years. But so has the rest of the league. And so when it comes to doing something new, throwing a change up at somebody, it's probably easier organizationally to do that by getting somebody who you have very good reason to believe can do it, even though you've not seen it before, and let them do it for the first time and hope that it catches everyone else off guard.
Yeah, the no tendencies on the play calling stuff. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And Arthur Smith obviously, was a home run in that way when they first did it with him. So
right. Jason says, if Austin is out, then I'm in. Sounds great.
And it's generally my rule of thumb in life too. It's served me well.
There you go. So here we are. We have the timeline for this offensive coordinator hire. As Daboll we will probably know Monday who the Bills head coach is going to be. I feel like that's safe.
You think so? Okay.
I feel like that's safe. They've done at least 2 interviews already. They're about to have 4 more over the weekend, right? So I feel like
I just don't know what to do with these Buffalo Bills. I'm not sure what to make of them.
These Pagulas, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
So, all right, here's what I want to have you walk into.
Uh-oh.
We've got
finally here.
This staff news from Saleh. He has retained John Bones Fossil, tight end coach Luke Stalker, running backs coach Randy Jordan, and cornerbacks coach Tony Oden. Now, if you go over to the not retained list that we know, offensive coordinator Nick Holtz, D coordinator Denard Wilson, D-line assistant Lauren Locust. So he's keeping John Bones Fossil, one coordinator. We know why the other 2 coordinators are out, but he's also keeping 2 offensive position coaches that we know, tight ends and running backs, which means there are a couple other spots that are not known yet. Offensive line, wide receivers, and quarterback coach. So Cam Ward was asked. I say he was asked. He was prompted to answer the question, would you be wanting or advocate for some retention on the offensive coaching staff for continuity for you next year? And he said, yes, that would be helpful, which is obvious, right? Bo Hardegree is the person who has worked with Cam the closest for the longest, employed by the Titans, and is currently still under contract. Easton, is there a world where you would be signing off? Okay, 2 thumbs up, maybe 1 thumbs up, maybe not 2, but maybe 1 thumbs up on Bo Hardegree being retained as the quarterback coach for Cam Ward. Is there a world? I'm trying to find, because so here, as you continue to think, my theory on why there's obviously been nothing done here at the quarterback coach is because they want the OC before the quarterback coach, because the OC and quarterback coach are more working in tandem than maybe the tight ends coach or the running backs coach.
Right.
Right. I think Stalker and Randy Jordan can more just kind of fit in and join into the overall plan of those other two and still be very valuable pieces, especially with Luke Stalker's role in the run game improvement, Randy Jordan doing screen games and what the running backs did last year at the tail end. So they can kind of fit where needed. But QB coach and OC are very much tied together. So obviously the OC has to sign off on the QB coach. So that's kind of where I'm getting at. Is there an OC fit that Bo Hardegree makes sense to retain to make Cam's life just a little bit easier on that side?
Staying true to my general philosophy on coaching cycle opinions. If Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll put their collective heads and contact lists together and they settle on the retention of Bo Hardegree as the quarterback coach being the best that they can do at quarterback coach, then I will ultimately defer to their decision on that and say, okay, well, he's not going to be calling plays anymore. Well, he's going to go back to being full-time quarterback coach. We will see if that continuity is helpful, because I am a firm believer in continuity and the importance of it. And yeah, I think if those two guys with their extensive experience and extensive contact lists believe that he is the best man for the job, then I will believe them until Bo Hardegree one day, if Bo Hardegree ever one day gives me a reason to believe that that's wrong.
Okay, so Brian Daboll as the offensive coordinator.
Now, if he goes and hires some no-name OC and they retain Hardegree, I'll probably be more skeptical of it, because I just don't know how deep of a pocket that guy might have in terms of known contacts.
So if it's Stinovich, who has not done the play calling aspect of that, and they retain Bo Hardegree as QB coach, you are questioning that.
Yeah, but it's all just it's degrees of skepticism.
Yeah.
And even if I am skeptical of Bo Hardegree sticking with Cam as the quarterback coach, I still there's no avoiding the continuity element of it, which is a thing. And so I'm ultimately going to defer to what they choose, and then wait and see in the summer and the fall what comes of it. I think that's only fair. Frankly, I think it's dumb from a media standpoint to like paint yourself into a corner on a guy before you even see how it goes. Even though we've seen Bo Hardegree, but like see how it goes with the new staff and everything. So I'll wait and see. But you can clearly hear in the tone of my voice that there's some skepticism.
Yeah, you would prefer somebody else at quarterback coach than Bo Hardegree.
I would assume the Titans would prefer that as well. Okay. But yes.
So this is kind of where and this is not the same, but it's somewhat similar of a situation we just went through. If they bring in Brian Daboll, let's just say as the offensive coordinator, and Brian Daboll has his Rolodex of quarterback coach types that he can call on, and Bo Hardegree's retained, Bo Hardegree kind of feels like the Matt Nagy of the quarterback search. Like you keep the guy that you were always, that just because of the relationship, but you had to go make sure that nobody else was an obvious upgrade. And that's the hard thing, is like the general media and general public, we don't know quarterback coaches.
Yep.
You know, it's like and plus, like, even if you,
I can't believe they didn't pursue whoever Jim McCown with the Chargers.
Right.
Like
we don't know. Like, we don't know if a quarterback coach is truly good or bad. We know if the quarterback is good or bad, but that's also because the quarterback may be good or bad, regardless of the quarterback coach. Like,
players over plays. That's right.
Yeah. So I was, that's. We're waiting on the OC, we're waiting on O-line coach, we're waiting on receivers coach and the quarterback coach. So I feel like obviously the quarterback coach will be picked with the offensive coordinator named. That's something that obviously has to happen.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, Cam likes Bo Hardegree.
Agreed.
And I don't think Cam's not going to throw a fit if they don't keep Bo Hardegree.
No.
At all. But Cam likes Bo Hardegree.
Yep.
And there's something to that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we could have that little miniature conversation there. Super chat here. Arthur Smith gives Cam a good opportunity to not take as many sacks because he constantly uses rollout short passes. Great when used with a
bad line. Well, I'm not sure the Titans are going to have a bad line next year because they didn't at the end of this year. So
right.
I hope that's not a problem.
They did more play action, move the pocket, rollouts, quick passes.
Yeah, I think anybody that's going to be calling plays for Cam Ward is going to be moving the pocket because it's clearly one of the things that he's good at.
For sure. So quality super chat there, Amnesia. All right, are we ready for a little good news or up of the week?
We are.
Let's do it. And shout out to Wilson County Hyundai. Make them a part of your new car buying process. You can see them in Lebanon or online, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. They can take your trade in, and you can get a great new vehicle from our friends in Lebanon, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. Good news time. If you have good news, send it to the chat. I will just say this across the board. I hope everybody is safe and prepared as possible and stocked up as possible for this ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
Rooney says, good news, no work Monday because of snow. I don't know where Rooney lives, but if it's in Nashville, it ain't because of snow. This thing is moving more and more ice.
As of this morning, it's actually slightly back in the snow direction, but
what?
It's only slightly. Just gonna the floor for ice, seems, is like a 1/4 inch, which is a lot of ice. And if it's a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch, then we might have no power for 10 days.
And a virtual Robert Saleh press conference on Wednesday.
And Easton and JT hiking to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah. All right, let's look at some good news in the chat. Z Wildcat, good news. Chattanooga is getting somewhere between 0 to 50 inches of snow, or it might be sunny. Here. Nobody knows. Right?
Same here, man.
Canadian Titan fan, good news. It's finally not snowing for the first time. Over 6 feet of snow in Canada.
That's Canada, baby.
Man. Up to Easton's hat in snow.
Above my hat.
Above your hat in snow. Above my head. Barely. Good news. Jeff, training is done. Monday, I start clearing my Jacksonville. Half of Orlando and Panhandle, part of the Southern Georgia, Charleston. Okay. Sounds good. I'm glad Jeff's training's almost done.
Jeff's got Florida on lock somehow.
Yes. Down on lock. Paul, good news. I'm off today and finally get to listen to you guys live.
What up, Paul? Paul's my guy.
Up, Paul?
Paul, I need you, because Paul's from the Alabama area. I need you to keep the roads clear for me so that JT and I can have a straight shot down to Mobile next week. Please and thank you.
Yes.
Get on that.
65. T-Red, good news. My infant nephew is out of the hospital.
That is great news.
Continues somewhere. I'll keep an eye out.
What a cliffhanger.
Yeah. He's out of the hospital. We got the good news for that. Easton convinced me to postpone my flight to Nashville from Saturday to Monday. He
tweeted at me if he should not try to fly in on Saturday. I said, honestly, probably not.
Seems but I don't think Monday is going to be any different.
I didn't say to Monday. I just said, he asked me if he thinks that he can get in on Saturday. And I said, honestly, probably no.
I think Monday, might be worse, to be honest.
We'll see. I mean, that's the airport will have time to clear the runways by Monday because it will have stopped snowing.
Yeah, but then you have to leave the airport.
Right, but he's worried about can he get to the city, and I think the answer on Monday will be yes. I'm not sure you can
Can
go
he get
anywhere
to,
from
no,
there.
he can get to the airport. He can't get to the city.
Okay, well, he can get to town, which is
No,
the
he can
point
get to
here.
the airport.
The airport's in town, Austin. It's
No,
not
it's
off
not.
on some island floating in the sky.
It's not in town.
It's in town.
No, it's not.
Yeah, huh? You don't you don't think B&A is inside the Nashville city limits?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sure,
prove you,
but like
prove you
it's
wrong.
not. But it's the airport. It's not like you can't do anything there besides fly in and out.
Okay, but my point is he can get to this town.
Eric, good news. I love Cam Ward.
Sure,
Ray School,
man.
good news. The Titans no longer look like the worst organization in football. Thank you, Bills, Browns, and Cards.
More company at the bottom. Congrats.
All right, you have good news?
I saw 28 years later the Bone Temple last night with JT and friend, and it was very good. If you are a fan of the 28 saga, this is the fourth movie in it. It is well worth the watch. That's my good news.
28 days what?
Well, so the
28
original
days
movie,
later?
that was the original movie that like revolutionized the zombie genre back in 2000 or
I
something.
thought 28 days later was like a rom-com.
No,
What am I
no, it
thinking
is a zombie apocalypse movie.
Oh, what am I? I'm thinking
About
of like,
A virus that takes over the British Isles exclusively.
okay. So I had that. I had How to Lose a Zombie in 10 Days mixed up. That's what it was.
How to lose a zombie in 10 days or how to lose a
Never mind.
okay. But anyways, yeah, the original was 28 days later, back in like 2000 with Cillian Murphy, young Cillian Murphy. And then they did a 28 weeks later, like 3 years after that, with a variety of actors you'd know. And then the series or the franchise did nothing for like 23 years. And then they made a 28 years later movie last year, which is a part of a new trilogy, a 28 years later trilogy. And so this second one is called 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Ralph Fiennes is in it. Voldemort guy, that actor. He's phenomenal in everything that he does, but in this he's top notch. Also, Jack O'Connell, which played the main antagonist in Sinners. If you saw that this year, you might be the only person that didn't see it, Austin. I highly recommend it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But he is great in that movie, and he's great in this movie. Very different characters.
All right.
That's my rec.
How about this, Eric? Recently got engaged. Good news.
Congrats, Eric. Well done.
Lucas, good news. Traders is back on.
My wife asked me the other day if I knew anything about traders. I was like, well, tangentially, yes, I do.
I know. I am
She's
working my way
considering
through
starting
yeah. I mean, she should. I'll give her okay. The UK traders is definitely better than the American traders.
Did not know there was an American traders. Thought it was all. Is it the same host doing both of them?
No, same castle.
So is the
Castle
American
in Scotland.
traders the one
Castle-
with? I'm trying to think of
Incoming.
which one I know. What?
With Ian Cumming.
Yes, he's the American one.
That's the American host.
Oh, interesting.
Same castle in Scotland.
Okay.
There is an American version and then there's a UK version.
Okay.
The American version is Ian Cumming and normally celebrities in this castle in Scotland. That's amazing. Then they have the UK version that is a different host. Apparently, she's super famous in that area and not celebrities until they recently just did a UK celebrities one, which is way better because UK celebrities are not crazy egomaniacs.
Really?
They're not compared to because the American celebrities are like Bravo people, like controversial stuff.
Yeah.
So celebrities is an asterisk, right? They are TV people, famous TV people. So, but like the celebrity traders in the UK, I have not finished it. My wife finished it and she thought it was the best one. Now, the first American Traders was fantastic because it was a mix of reality TV people and regular people in Americas. Then the UK has been great the whole time. Season 2 and 3 of the US was a little bit dicey because you had way too many Bravo people that were just doing stuff to be Bravo people, but it pulled in a big audience. So, but Traders, the game concept is phenomenal. Love it.
By the way, I was pretty sure we were wrong. We are wrong. It's not Ian Cumming. It's Alan Cumming. But
Alan, damn it.
do you know what, like, when you think of Alan Cumming, what is he known for? Is it Traders to you?
Spy Kids.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, good pull. Okay. I mean, he was, I think the first thing that got him really famous was being the lead in Cabaret on Broadway, which, do you know anything about that show?
Nothing.
It is a rather scandalous European cabaret style, like, inappropriate show, but
sure.
it's set in Nazi Germany, so it's kind of about Nazis. It's a weird show, and the lead that Alan Cumming played, I mean, if you think he's kind of a quirky guy on The Traitors, brother, you should watch the cast recording of, like, you should watch 5 minutes of the original cast recording of Cabaret, and you'd be like, this dude's weird. It's a weird role.
I like weird though.
It's like it's a weird and a fascinating, I can't look away kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a grade A weirdo in Cabaret, because that, I mean, in fairness, that role is a grade A weirdo.
There we go.
We've kind of covered everything this morning in some form or fashion.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Exploding trees, movies, weather.
Are you stocked up?
The Philadelphia Eagles. We are stocked up.
Same.
Enough. I mean, people stock up like they're going to be snowed in for a month. If we're here for a month, then probably not.
See, I'm on top of it. I'm on top of a hill.
Right.
And so we learned 2 years ago during the big snow day and snow week in January that, like, we might be here if we're here.
Sure.
Even the grocery store is, like, walkable. There's just a massive hill you have to sled down and get back up with the groceries if you want to.
Right.
It's walkable in extreme circumstances.
Yeah.
But we're stocked up, and now my I don't know if you feel the same way. I am hungrier when we have more food stocked. I have to pay.
Oh, I agree. It's way too many options. It's like, teasing you. Every time you walk into the kitchen, it's teasing you.
It's like I can eat so many different things, but then I have to be like, no, that's for later.
I'm with you. You can't tempt yourself with the knowledge that good food is around. It's so much easier to abide by a diet when you literally don't have stuff that you want to eat in the kitchen.
I think Family Guy episode where Peter Griffin ate like 6 months supply of food in a panic room in like an hour.
Yeah. Tore through the rations.
Yeah. All right. That is it. We will have a weekend of weather. And
there will be weather this weekend.
Yes, there will be weather. There will be championship games. BTA Sports, hit them up for that if you're trying to bet on these games on Sunday. And we'll catch you guys on Monday, regardless if there's power. But make sure you hit that like button, like the show. Before
a good caveat, because there's a decent chance there's not.
Some of us will. There will be 2 of us that have power for us to do the show on Monday morning.
Probably.
Yeah. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys on Monday. Have a great, safe weekend. Emphasis on the safe. And we'll see you guys later on. Thanks.